Evil 3 happens, then Resident Evil 2 happens, then the second half of Resident Evil 3 happens.
Yeah.
And apparently there's one point where you hear like an explosion in the game, you hear a rumbling, you're like, ah. And like I guess there's supposed to be an allusion to blowing up the factory or blowing up the center in 2. Yeah, just run to the helipad and use the signal rockets right now and just trigger the end of the game. And use them.
But I want to fight!
Yeah, in the old game it was the actual fuse, and here like you open the case and everything. It's pretty cool. It's like cooler in this version. Kapow. You know, if you got the bad ending in Resident Evil 1, it would show that by like a shadow of the tyrant just standing up in the forest. Here, you just see his dead head, but then he opens his eyes. Oh no. God,
Oh,
that's
sweet, we
scary.
do get to fight him!
Yeah, of course you do. Wesker's not dead, so you get to fight him. Just leaps
God.
out. Look, what a badass. Look at the size of this thing.
Wow.
Just cracks Chris.
Okay, you're dead. Like, fucking...
Yeah, you don't just walk away from it. Look at Barry. It's like, oh god, I was not ready for this. That's so scary.
The love of my life has
Shoot
betrayed
him,
me.
shoot him, where you get the bad ending.
He's dead.
No, he's not.
Oh,
Do it
nice.
again, do it again, do it again. That was another little remake tweak. That was like the coolest. Boom. You beat the game. You did it.
Yay.
Yay.
Final cut scene.
Yeah, Resident Evil
Happiness
1
for
was
all.
huge because it had like 4 endings per character.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, there's almost 5 endings for Chris in Resident Evil 1 uncensored because he's smoking in the
Right.
in the worst ending.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also smoking in the intro movie in
Yeah.
the uncensored version. And I love how that justifies like why he has his lighter in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Well,
did
that
it.
and the
Hey,
whole,
change clothes real quick.
with like when you're pulling the gun up or whatever, you actually see like the severed pieces of the hand by the wrist, and
Oh,
in the censored versions, it cuts away before you see like the shit off the bottom of the I guess
Oh, I don't
decapitated
know.
hand.
I don't know if I realized that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know Kenneth's body. You talked about the decapitated head and everything.
Yeah.
But like, even with the censored version, you know the head's missing. Did you
Yeah,
ever-
but in the uncensored version, the head actually, they show a scene of the head falling to the floor
No, I've
as
seen
the
it.
zombies eating him.
I've seen it. But
Yeah.
like,
Well,
did you
yeah,
ever-
of course you've seen it.
yeah, with PC. But like, did you ever see? Did you ever make it so if you take a while and go back to Kenneth's body, like his legs are also missing?
Yeah. Like this,
And like
like
even,
he
even
kept
the censored
getting
version
eaten.
has that because you don't see them getting eaten. That's super cool touch. That's another thing remake does not have. They didn't go like extra dark with it.
Right. I think they made a few bad decisions on what they took out.
They really wussed out with the violence on this one. With
Yeah.
like the rockets blowing people up. I gotta say though, Resident Evil 2 is my favorite game in the series, but I gotta admit, Resident Evil Remake is the best one.
Yeah, I don't know why this popped in my head. I think it's because of the rocket signals. But do you know that you can still get the weapons box key in Resident Evil 2 without having to fucking do the
Oh,
damn
you use
thing?
the flare.
Yeah, as long as you know where it is, you can
If you
still
know where
pick it
is,
up.
just pick it up.
It just won't
It's quite
shine.
nice. Yeah, it saves you from having to equip the lighter.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta say, like I said, Resident Evil Remake is my like not necessarily my favorite game in Resident Evil series, but like it's the best one. If we're lucky, the Resident Evil 2 remake will manage to be my favorite and the best.
You know, I might get thrown under the bus for this or whatever, but I think Resident Evil Zero looked better. I don't think the game was better by any means,
Then
but I
what,
think it
remake?
looked better.
Then remake?
Yeah.
No big surprise was made after.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That game is gorgeous.
I just remember that
And nobody
that
talks
first
about it 'cause it was
area where you're on
GameCube.
top of the train and all
Yeah.
the rain's coming at you.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
that, I just remember that being so fucking beautiful, and I'm just like,
it is.
yeah.
And nobody talks about that game because it was only on the GameCube, so like the Resident Evil crowd didn't really play it because it
Well,
never
I mean, they're
noticed.
remaking it right now. No, they're not. No, they're
Yeah,
not.
they are. I'm hyped.
It's another HD remaster. But
Yeah,
I have seen
remaster.
screens of both, and it's night and day. It is night and day.
I'm hyped. Oh, by the way, did you ever see like the prototype footage of Resident Evil Zero when it was
Yeah,
being,
the 64
like,
version?
N64? Crazy.
I was all about
It
that.
was so nostalgic to see the train, but like on the 64. I'm like, what is this?
I kept trying so hard to find a ROM for it, and I just never could. I finally was like my birthday 2 years ago, I got a playable version of 1.5, and I lost my shit.
Yeah, I gotta get that. Is it the whole game?
Nah, it's you know how man, I don't know how to put it. It's like, yeah, it's the game, but you hit a button and it's got like this whole debug menu where
Oh,
you can
okay.
choose what room you want to go to, this,
Sure.
that, and everything else. It's totally like you're controlling what you're doing.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
Yeah,
Pretty
I would
much
like to get
just
my
to
hands on
see it
that
all.
stuff.
Look up it's Team iGas, Team IGAS,
Oh,
and
okay.
they are literally doing Resident Evil 1.5 by like upgrading this and doing that and making sure that this glitch doesn't happen anymore. Or
That's
this, you
amazing.
know, and they update things to feel more like released. You know,
Yeah.
like the menu screen actually feels like something that was sold. It's kind of got more of a Resident Evil 2 feel to it, so that it's more user friendly.
Yeah.
Savings better, this, that, and everything else. It's pretty cool. Plus,
You know,
playing as like the Elza Walker girl for the first time, you're like,
that's cool.
this is fucking weird. Like,
But I was
oh, well, like the first thing you find is like you got to open a gate to go through, but it's still a door. Like you open
oh,
the
that's
gate, but
fun.
yet the animation's still a door
That's
because
really cool.
they hadn't fixed it yet. But
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
You know,
But
they
if
could
you go
update.
to Team iGas or what have you, you can go to their Facebook. They will have you some sort of link that will take you somewhere to download it. Then you'll have to burn it, or you can use an emulator, either
That's
or.
rocking.
But I had one of those slide top PS3s, and I was
Yeah.
able to block the sensor to where the disc would still spin. And
Oh,
so I put like Crash Bandicoot in it, and I would go into the game, then I'd back out back to the menu, so it would still say it was a PlayStation game on the menu. And I'd
that's
switch it
cool.
out for the burnt Resident Evil 1.5, load it back up, and it had already been through the fucking the disc check, so it just booted the game.
I could
I was
probably
like,
just do it with the
yeah.
PS1.
What?
I could probably just do it with the PS1. No, you know what I gotta do is, speaking of games that were supposed to be official but then weren't because they were canceled partway. Did you know about Resident Evil 1 for the Game Boy Color?
Yeah, there's a full playable game of that. The
Yeah, well, I
ROM.
mean, it says it's 90% complete, but you can beat it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was able to get a repro card of that at Too Many Games. It's a convention over in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, hell yes.
There's like a fan made version of Resident Evil 1 for Nintendo.
Oh, that's funny.
I think I did a small Let's Play on it. I made sure I did a Let's Play of the Resident Evil 2 for Game Boy Advance.
Hmm.
Um, the GameCom. Once I
Still
got
get the
used to
game
the
comp.
GameCom version, it wasn't that
It
bad.
plays all right. Yeah, I would actually like to do a Let's Play of the Gamecom version.
I mean, it's hard because it's definitely not what you're used to, but it
That's
is
true,
what
but I
it
mean, at the
is.
same time, in order to be able to record it, I have no choice but to use an emulator, and the
Right,
emulator will save state, so I can, the worst case scenario, cheat my way through it.
right. Well,
Because like,
I mean,
I'm curious as to where that game goes. Like, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. Well, I mean, with emulators, at least with some emulators, you can like upscale your ROMs to make it at least a little bit higher quality for Let's Play versus,
Yeah,
you know, uh, trying to use like a CRTV or not CRTV, but the cable hookup versus the AV hookup or what have you. But
yeah.
yeah, man, if you've got anything you want to plug real quick, you can do that. I'm going to go
Um,
ahead and wrap this up here.
all right, I guess so. Well, yeah, I also do Let's Plays, and I've done Resident Evil 1 and 2, and I'm starting to upload 3 now. So if you're interested in seeing my stuff, I've done a bunch of horror games. I actually did Snatcher. I've done Fatal Frame 1 through 4, Eternal Darkness. I'm working on Franbo, the game that recently came out. If you're interested in seeing my channel, I have one on YouTube. It's Valgav, like the name of, or Valgov, like the name of the villain in the third season of The Slayers, if you've ever heard of that. It's VALGAAV 19. So Valgav 19, just on YouTube. Although any video I do, you can look it up by just Lotus Prince Let's Plays. My titles are very basic. So if you're interested in that, then who knows? Give me a shot.
Now, do you mainly do horror games or do you branch out and do other stuff too?
I branch out, but I do a lot of horror.
Right, right, right.
Like I mean, I try not to do too much horror in a row because you kind of get into like I've seen enough of this for now. So like I try to spice it up. Like I've done weird stuff. Like I've done God Hand.
I
Done,
fucking love God Hand. Oh my god.
oh yeah, dude. I've done some co-ops with my friends of like Golden Axe 1, 2, and 3, and Revenge of Death Adder, which kick ass.
Right.
Like I said, did Snatcher a while back. Other stuff, other stuff. I mean, this is back to horror, but I've done the first Dino Crisis game. System Shock 2. I did freaking Res for the Dreamcast.
Nice.
Yeah, who knows Res? I did Child of Eden, which is the spiritual successor to Res. Fragile Dreams, El Shaddai, Asura's Wrath, which I freaking love.
I
Uh,
never did. I had it, but I never beat it. I
it's
don't.
freaking
I think
brilliant, dude.
Paul beat it and ruined it for me, so I didn't. I didn't get to play
It's
it.
brilliant. I've done every Silent Hill game that was released in America except for the Vita one because I don't have
Ooh, ooh,
Vita.
wait! Before you pass on that,
And I did the
uh,
arcade. I did the arcade game.
what arcade game? There's a Silent Hill arcade game.
Yeah, so it's a freaking light gun shooter,
Nice.
and it's not bad. Like you look at it and you're like a light gun shooter. What a stupid genre for Silent Hill, but like it's about as
House
good
of
as a
the
light gun
Dead.
shooter
I
could
mean,
be.
it's fucking cool.
Yeah, I know, but Silent Hill, it's like a light
Well,
gun shooter,
yeah.
but like it works. It does what it's supposed to.
I want to say it's Shattered Dreams. It's the
Shattered
one that says
Dreams.
it psychologically profiles you as you play.
Yeah, that's on the Wii, PS2, and PSP. I played the PS2 version, which is kind of inferior to the Wii version. It was really designed with motion controls in mind. Game's not bad. It's probably my least favorite of the series, but the story is freaking gold.
Well, I was curious because I've never played it all the way through, so I was kind of curious of what the fuck it was actually doing. Like,
You mean the psychological
psychologically
stuff?
profiling. Like, what does that even mean to a PlayStation 2 game? Like, what is it? What does it do?
Based on decisions that you make when you're talking to your psychologist, Dr. Kaufman,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe psychiatrist, I guess psychiatrist, based on the decisions you make when you're doing like the Rorschach tests and things, like
Yeah.
you might see some of those images in game or like during regular gameplay, or like depending on what kind of attitude you put on, Sybil might be dressed differently when she talks to you and have a different attitude. Like she might be dressed more like a sexy way and like come on to you, or she might be dressed up as like a hard cop and just really get in your face. By
Huh.
by far, my favorite one of these was Kaufman gives you like a coloring book picture of like a house and a family, and he's like, "Here, color it however you like. Just go nuts." And I'm like, "Okay." So with the Wii, you would wave the Wiimote and color it. With the
Oh yeah.
PS2, they kind of had no choice but the flood fill.
Mm-hmm.
So I colored everybody, and then there came a part where like I found that house colored the way I colored it with like the appropriately colored door, appropriately colored walls. When the people walked out of it, they were wearing like t-shirts of the colors that I gave them. It blew my goddamn mind. It was
That
amazing.
is awesome.
Like I get like it's a simple thing to do with in-game models, but like boy did I not expect that. That was amazing.
Now, wasn't one of the Silent Hill games? Wasn't it just like a
And
remake
also
of the
affects what
first
kind of
one?
ending you get, by the way. What was it?
What did you say?
Finally, it affects what kind of ending you get. There are like four endings, and really none of them are that good. Like everything's sad for one reason or another.
Oh, I said, isn't one of the Silent Hill, like the later Silent Hill games, isn't it like a remake of the first PS1 game,
That would be Shattered Memories.
Shattered Memories?
Yeah, the one we're talking about already. Yes,
Okay, so is
and
it actually like a real
it's
remake
not.
of it, or is it just kind of like it revisits it a little bit?
Yeah, no, it's a reimagining.
Okay.
Because like you go through almost none of the dungeons of the original game, and like it's not Silent Hill 1 again. It's you're talking to a doctor and it's like, so, like, what kind of person are you? Remember that time you went through Silent Hill? What was that like? And so
Then you just kind of revisit it.
you basically revisit the concept. Like, you're not playing the same game again. There's no amusement park. Well, no, there kind of is, but like it's not really a dungeon. You basically go through various places and then you trigger a plot point, and then the other world happens where everything freezes and snow comes everywhere. Like
Mm.
it's a snow otherworld. It's not a rust otherworld. And all you have to do there is just run and get the hell out. Um, it basically tells the story of Silent Hill 1, kind of, but it's a completely different game. Like this is not Resident Evil Remake in the slightest. Like it's an entirely different game.
I hear you.
But like but you get where it comes from. Like you go into a school, even though it's handled completely differently. You go into an amusement park, a hospital, they're handled completely differently, but like you see what's going on. Like it really is like, so I did Silent Hill 1, and now I'm talking to my therapist. Like, because like you don't walk out of Silent Hill hunky dory, you know.
Right.
But I will say though, there's a huge twist in the game concerning kind of the entire game. It's pretty brilliant.
Well, don't give it away.
I'm not going to. Although trust me, I would have already. The twist is really, really good. Like as far as gameplay goes, it's probably my least favorite in the entire series, but the story is really, really good.
Well, what is your overall favorite Resident Evil game to date?
Um, Two, but again, Resident Evil Remake is the best in my opinion. But
Okay,
my
see,
favorite
do you
is
think
two.
Resident Evil Remake is like the best for what it is, but Resident Evil 2 is still like the best?
But I just like two more. Like it's like Dark Cloud 1 and 2. Two's
Hmm.
the better game, but I like one more because I
I
got
hear you.
nostalgia attached to it. Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
It's like Silent Hill 2 and 3. Three's probably the better game, but I think I like two's psychology more.
Right. Uh, wasn't I want to say the older PS2 Silent Hills suffered from that whole right analog stick didn't move the fucking camera, and like the camera just tried to follow you as you moved, kind of like
I think so. Yeah, like the right analog stick being used as the camera didn't come around for a while.
yeah, like Devil May
Resident
Cry
Evil
didn't use
4,
that.
like yeah, Resident Evil 4 didn't have that. Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid 2 didn't have that. Even 3 didn't have that until Subsistence was released.
Right.
Like that was kind of like a new concept, and when people discovered it, they were like, "Wow, why didn't we do this
I
earlier?"
know, man. Now when I go back, it's like I can't
I
even function like this.
Well, that's another thing. Like Metal Gear Solid 2 might be my favorite Metal Gear Solid game, and I went back and played it, and I'm like, it is hard to control this game without the camera doing whatever I want it to do.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this to a close. I'm
Mhm.
fucking ecstatic that you came on, and I'm even more ecstatic that you stayed so long. I didn't
Oh
expect
yeah,
that.
thanks for having me. Yeah, well, yeah. Again, I said I'd be around for a little while when I was on a schedule, but like I got that thing done, so I was good for whatever.
Oh, I hear you, man. Well, I hope everybody catches it where they can. This will go on my YouTube whenever I do it from Twitch or what have you. You can share it if you want, and yeah, let's just keep it going. If you want to come back, just let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Hey, take care, brother.
Yeah, you too.